Hi, everyone. This is the Queenie and Ellen Book Talk Show, Season 1, Episode 8. And I am your host, Queenie Clem, the literary ambassador. And we have.
Ellen Sutter, your event planner.
All right, today, this is Black History Month, of course, and we want to dissect another poem for you. And it's called Hey, Black Child. Miss Ellen, would you do the honors?
Well. Let me look on my device and blow it up.
Go ahead.
Okay. Hey, Black Child. I know you have a copy, and I have a copy. On my copy, everything is in bold print, and to me, that was like they were shouting so that this person could get this. So, hey, Black Child. Do you know who you are? Who you really are? Do you know you can be what you want to be? If you try to be what you can be? Hey, Black child, do you know where you are going? Where you're really going? Do you know you can learn what you want to learn? If you try to learn what you can learn. Hey, Black child, do you know you are strong? I mean, really strong. Do you know you can do what you want to do? If you try to do what you can do. Hey, Black child, be what you can be. Learn what you must learn. Do what you can do. And tomorrow your nation will be what it to be. By County Collin. I noticed that she said, hey, Black child. And in my interpretation, back in the day, being a person of color, that we would call Black folks, so many names we were called. And to this very 2020, we are known to, we first identified that we must know we are Black. Even if you try to blend in, society lets you know you are Black. I don't know if they'll see us any other way or anything like that. And what this reminds me of is when you say Black, back in the day when I was growing up, they would say, I ain't got to do nothing but stay Black and die. And so that's why this poem to me is just that part alone, saying, hey, Black child. And then going into, do you know who you are? That's let me know that that person, this piece is pulling into the strength of them, not just all I got to do is stay Black and die. Mm-hmm. And then once it's given him that identity, yeah, you are Black, but do you really know who you are? Because you still survive. And you can be what you want to be, although society, they have limitations for people of color. We have to do things and we have to work much, much harder and things like that. And I know I had daughters first, so I never even felt this because I had the daughters first. And then when I had my son, I realized that it is different. I'm like, okay, don't stand close to the counter. Get them away from the counter. Make sure you tie your shoes up away from the counter. Make sure you have your hands out. Don't put your hands in your pocket. Put your hoodie off and all this stuff. I'm going, it's so much to do. And I was like, wow. I'm like, wow. So that's what I have for those first pieces. I just wanted to talk about that. those first 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 stanzas.
Well, let me say this first of all. I might be putting my head down. That means I got my notes right here in front of me, y'all. Okay, first of all, I say this poem is to empower young Black children. Give them a sense of believing in themselves, being able to believe in themselves. Another thing me and you talked about off camera is that I was thinking, I had to go back and reread it again, hey, Black child. Now, that's a parent talking.
Excuse me.
That was a parent talking. But then I kept reading, I said, wait a minute, hold up. Miss Ellen was right. This sounds like a teacher. Then pull this child to the side. Then pull this child to the side and told him this. Now, whether that teacher was Caucasian or African American, I don't know. I am assuming back in the day, we went to separate schools and we had African American teachers. So, but then again, it's saying, hey, Black child. But everything else, if you take hey, Black child out, I was thinking that was a parent talking to a child. But hey, Black child, it's got to be a teacher of the other race. I don't know. You want to go ahead? You want to
back into the who you are, and it says right here, who you really are. So that first piece, do you know who you are? I can see they just kind of glance over, look at the child. You know, do you know who you are? And back in the day, I don't know if you remember this, but I remember growing up, this teacher asked the child, do you know what you're going to be, or something like that? And he wrote on the board ASS. I don't know if you remember that. And they were looking, this was when I was a young teenager or something like that. And it became a huge impact. And what it was, that's what the parent was telling them. Sometimes parents are not telling you, you know, boy, you ain't nothing but an ASS, this blah, 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 blah. So after hearing that all the time, I could just see too, that they are saying, do you know who you are? Well, my mama said I ain't gonna be nothing, I'm gonna be like my daddy. And I've always been like my daddy. I look like my daddy, that's who I am. And then, no, do you know who you really are? And she was pulling out that there is more, or he, or whoever. I still feel that it's a teacher or whoever. And then, do you know you could be, you know, what you want to be? You know, we see in this society, we did have a Black president, and we never would have thought of that. We say we want to be a doctor, we want to be a lawyer, those other different things that we knew that we could not achieve. So she was letting them know you could be he or she, the child, who you want to be, who you set your mind to be. But then there's another important thing that she said, if you try to be. Now, it's nothing, I've heard somebody somewhere say, it's okay to try, but if you say you failed and you never tried, that's not a good look. So try, and then if you fail, at least you tried. There's this being afraid to try and then fail without even trying. It's okay. And then what you can be, hey, Black child. So that's those first couple of stanzas. And, you know, if you try to be what you can be, hey, Black child, letting them know, yes, I know that you are a Black child, but there's so much more to you. Yeah.
The first stanza, well, one thing is you trying to like the teacher's trying to drill this in the child head, because it keep being repetitive
Mm-hmm.
over and over and over again. But my first first stanza: if you put your mind to anything, you can achieve what your heart desires. Achieve
Mm-hmm.
achieve what achieving achievement, I guess I could say, explaining that you can achieve what you want even if you're trying it. Piggybacking off of you. So
Mm-hmm.
try. You if you can't you can't do nothing until you try.
Right.
So that's what I got for the first one.
So the second one is, do you know where you are going? Where you're really going? Do you know you can learn what you want to learn? If you try to learn what you can learn. Hey, Black child. So in these right here, again, I have to go back to what we were taught when we was younger. I ain't got to do nothing but stay black and die. So she was telling them you can do more, or he or she telling the child, you can do more. You can go wherever you want to go, you know. And I even take this as far as maybe it was a different era in which the person that's speaking is speaking, because we know that we're limited, but this generation has a lot more that they can do than when that person that's speaking could do. So you're letting them know that you can go, you know, just like you have, I've seen this one lady, it's like you have a bird in a bird's cage, so to speak, and the gate and the door is open to the cage, and they still won't fly out, even though the cage is open.
Open.
So she was like, look, the cage is open. Do you know you can do this? You can go. If you really want to go, you can go. You know, you can really go. And then you can learn. So we again, in our generation, we thought that if somebody was trying to go to college, trying to educate themselves, that they were being better. This is trying to be white. You're trying to be better. You're trying to be white. There's a lot of inflicted pain that we inflict, that was inflicted on us. But at the same time, we can learn, try to learn and think a different way. And we know how society is. And so even with that as well, and telling them that they can learn. Now we have like that generation, again, as the person I think is speaking, that was limited. You had segregation, you had to be in different things. You wouldn't get the materials that you had that other schools had. But now, or with what you have, you can do what you can with what you have, and you can learn. You can learn from it. Yeah.
I said on stanza 2, it gives you the idea of education when you apply yourself. No one can control you because you're in control of your own life. If this life you have, in this life you have to learn. Knowledge is power. Achieve it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. And then you have some that may be, you know, this piece too. You know, we talked about this on the earlier talk, that we noticed how many times she said learn. 4 times. You can do you know you can learn what you want to learn if you try to learn what you can learn.
Mm-hmm.
So even letting them know that you can go further than that. You know, widen your horizon and just reach for more. Reach for more. So what do you get about the next stanza?
Hey,
Do
black
you know
child,
you are strong?
do you know you are strong? I mean, really strong. Do you know you can do what you want to do if you try to do what you can do? And I said for stanza 3 is referring to the past. by telling Black children they are strong because of the struggle for Black to be able to learn and achieve things. Have that mind power to do what you were destined to do or be.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And I'm sorry about my background noise. If you hear the background noise, my son is coming down. But when I looked at that, do you know you are strong? We would tell our people, our culture, our race, you got to be strong. But saying you got to be strong, sometimes it wasn't good, because then that made us push out our emotions, that made us push out our feelings, and then that made us just smooth over things when things wasn't okay. And so I can see the speaker here saying, no, I'm not talking about that strong. I'm talking about really strong.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that's the way I saw that when she mentioned that. I mean, really strong. So to me, she had talked about the two. And then, do you know you can do what you want to do if you try to do what you can do? Hey, Black child. Again, given that identity that, yes, I know you are a Black child, but you can do, you can be, you can if you try. So that's what I've seen in that too. That was a lot of things that dropped on them.
Okay, the last stanza, which is the fourth stanza. Hey, Black child, be what you can be. Learn what you must learn. Do what you can do. And tomorrow your nation will be what you want it to be.
Mm-hmm.
And basically I said, in the last stanza is referring to the future. It is telling Black children, basically, life is what you make it, and you will learn what you must learn and do what you must do, and your nation will be what you want it to be.
Mm-hmm.
And then, like I say, in the future, you will become what you achieve if you use the knowledge that you have.
Mm-hmm. Yep. I was looking at that, and it was telling them to shoot. I can see that it's saying, no, just don't think this level down here. Shoot higher. Go even higher. And the speaker here, to me, had seen the potential that that person has, and that person, sometimes you can't see the potential that you have. So she was letting them know, I saw you stretch yourself. No, stretch yourself a little bit more, because if you don't stretch yourself a little bit more, you ain't gonna grow. The stretching pain's gonna hurt. So continue to stretch. No, a little bit more. Because once you start stretching and you stay in that and becomes more easy, that means you need to pull again, because it's too easy now. So go ahead now, you've done that, go a little bit more. And so in that was a very good piece of us showing her. And then not only that, the writer or the speaker also said, not that you would change a community, not that you would change a city, not that you would just change a state, but she made it more broader. You would change the nation. So this is a good piece. I really like that. Really good piece.
It also had foreshadowing what will the future hold.
Mm-hmm.
And that's one literary device that I did see in this poem. And the theme, I think, is trying to get across that I am a Black child. I'm harder than any other person to be what I want to be.
Mm-hmm.
We as a people of color have to do more to get to be with our other counterparts.
Right.
And being back in the day, we didn't have have the best schools. We didn't have the best books. We made do with what we had.
Exactly.
And that's all I can say about the poem. You got any final thoughts about the poem before?
My final thoughts is I really like this poem. I really like how they just kept saying one, two, just several, they'll say a stance in the beginning of the stance, in the stance, letting you know, black child, beginning, end, and how they saying, just go ahead. But this call and this speaker call to this child, it wasn't just saying for you. This is for the nation. So when you do something, you're not doing it just for you. You're building nations. So I like that. And that's my thing on that we have to go forward so that if our eyes don't see what was done, at least we build the foundation or pave the way for someone else to walk on that road. Because like your children, I have 4 children, they should always supersede you. So she's saying, look,
Yes.
this is going to supersede you, not just you, but nations. So each time it should supersede, what's going forward.
Okay.
Yep.
Right, y'all. That's
And I hope that those who are watching this will comment and see what they say about the breakdown of this. And Queenie, I just love this again. You always pick wonderful pieces. Thank you for being on your show. Thank you for this. And you keep doing what you're doing. Literary.
all right, everyone. This is episode 8, season 1. We're doing good, y'all. Again, happy Black History Month. Happy reading. And we'll see y'all next Wednesday at noon. Take care.
What we got coming up next? Let them know what we got coming up next.
The last week, which is the last week of February, is coming up. We are going to do men in literature. Men in literature. So get ready, get your snacks and your drink, and meet us here next Wednesday, 12. Don't be late. Bye, y'all.
Don't be late. All right. Bye-bye.